Oh my god. If we can get at least one or two more, then we can be able to talk about what we can fucking change. Fuck me.
Hmm. Who the fuck nutted?
I guess for the time being, we can just start it out with this. But anyways,
Alright.
so what the meeting is really about is to show what we can improve on the Solid Legion, because like I understand Solid Legion has been like silent for quite a long time, and I think it's time to just stop that, and we can fucking rise up and redo what we love doing. Even though Modix has left us, and it kind of took a lot of it out of us, it's time to repair that hole and put something new in it. Like they said, you can't stay in the past. You gotta think about the future. That future is now. So, with the suggestions and from what you guys say or what you believe could help, one by one, I'll just go off by each of you to see what your suggestions, what your thoughts about it, Just give some ideas that can help us improve the Solid Legion even greater, Alright. I'm gonna go with those with the mics first, so they could be fast. I know Katie's...
Moshi.
Ah!
I am Dell290. I
Such
have
a
been the
lust-
Phantom Cipher of many groups, helping fix shit. And I'm here to say hello.
You're working with Cypher?
Cypher.
XOF.
It's a code.
Such a lust for revenge.
Nah, I think this person might be working with Cypher.
Yeah, we have to
But,
interrogate
all right.
Be careful.
Anyway, so we're gonna go with from bottom to top. So Suck, tell me what your thoughts, what you think would be best to help the Solid Legion grow better, become better.
I
I've
honestly
actually,
don't know.
like, I'm not even joking. I can actually help with some of the shit that's happened before.
Oh, yeah,
But I haven't actually been like Solid Legion or touched it.
Yeah, I'm just
See.
making sure everyone has their words, their opinions, their thoughts, so we can work this together. I mean, the fucking name is Legion for a reason.
I see.
But yeah, we're taking turns, and we're gonna combine all of them together and see what we can form out of it. But anyways, Suck, continue.
I don't really have any thoughts, so I guess pass.
No, you're just here for the fuckery.
Yeah. As long as
Alright.
the group just doesn't like completely die out, then I'm good.
Well, I won't be looking forward to doing that. I'm willing to go through it all.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, JPEG, what's your thoughts?
I don't really have that many thoughts about this. I think we should do more recruiting.
Oh, no worries. In the Outer Heaven, we got a lot of PMCs. That's the new recruits. Hopefully once we rearrange this and that and change this, and then bring them over to Solid Legion, that would increase the mass numbers. It
Alright.
really depends on if they're willing to join and they're willing to have the fun part. Some of them will, some of them won't. So
We'll convince them.
yeah. But is that the only thing? Is there any thoughts that you think would help, or?
We should do the costume things that we do. Like, just continue doing that. The monthly...
Well, I think a question to ask is, how much community stuff have you done for building?
Me?
'Cause if you don't know where I'm from, like, is anybody here, like, streaming or recording or anything, first off?
No.
I was streaming earlier.
Alright,
but-
good.
but it's all done.
So, I'm from VRG, so
Yeah.
what we do for community building shit is kind of just hold a lot of events. Like, for Halloween, of course, we had Halloween avatars of our own. It wasn't uploaded to VR chat or any of their official shit, but we just all made costumes and had a good time. So you guys could start organizing events.
Yeah, I've been talking about that actually with all the other guys. They are like, I want them to be able to get in their creativity, their imagination, and just fuck around, make abominations and shit, like how you would see Rare
Get
Strike
back
and
to the
fucking-
roots.
Yeah.
Yes.
Starting from the bottom and then rising up to do it a lot more better.
and the Slav
I agree.
Snake.
I agree with that.
All right.
But yeah, that's a good idea. Recruiting, events monthly so people can still be more active, to give them ideas. to create.
Recruiting is a little complicated lately because of fucking weird things like the IWA and all of their splinter cells.
I've
Wait,
seen that. It's
what's
I don't know
going
what
on?
the hell, but I
What's
mean,
the
like
item?
people that sees us having fun, this and that, those that wants to join, you know?
Yeah,
We're not
no,
out there to
because
ask
I
them to-
guess if you want to recruit, you're going to have to try hard to explain the message of we're just here to have fun and not, all right, if you join, you got to strap on your gats, nigga, and you're going to have to pop people. You have to shoot.
Yeah, that's actually something I did with the as like a, well, I guess in a way saying testing to see if it works or not. But I have another Discord called Adult Heaven, which is kind of actually going well. Let me see. The members. With the bots, that's pretty much like 69 members in total. PMCs are the new people, 30 members. Yeah. Pretty much I just tell them to go around. He's like, hey, you want to fuck around more? Come and join us. You know, just like, you want the fun too? We're willing to give it to everyone. This is just like a public event for anyone that likes to have fun. You don't have to. You can be a douchebag to us, but hey, if someone out there wants fun, we gotta show them the steps towards it.
Hmm.
You know, like they're killing the public world, and they're all going to private because of what the crap they do. The
Yeah.
assholes,
No,
the
my
attention
group, we
whore
were
wannabes.
hanging out in Friends Plus for a long time. And believe it or not, kind of all people came into it was like, you guys are being too tribal ooga booga to outsiders. You need to actually go out and start hanging in public world. So we're like, yeah, that's actually good. And a lot of people like that ideology. So we started, jumping into public worlds like Japan, Shrines, and Pugs. And we do more pub diving just to see how VR chat is outside of our own circle. And it's pretty enriching. I like it.
It has its pros and cons. That's why I want to focus only towards the public. Privates can be used for like personal things, ideas, this and that, etc. But I never want to hang out in a private world because it ruins the moment of meeting new actual people that has like.
Well, I mean, you
Yeah.
guys are much more open and free with that. Like, we're a Chan place, so it's a little more complicated on recruiting and letting people in. It's like the MO isn't go to public worlds and let in randos. That's something people want to avoid most of the time. It actually makes it a little awkward when we're having a good time and then somebody's like, oh, how do I get with your guys' group? And we're like, do you know what 4chan is? And they're like, no, I only use Reddit. And we're like, oh.
Oof.
But you guys are Solid Legion, so you are perfectly free to do whatever you want.
I mean, we all started up by just messing around, horsing around, just fucking saying like "fuck you" to other people, and they were just like laughing. That's the point. We don't really give two shits about what happened. It's just we're here for fun. A game's for fun. Sure, it's a socializing game, but you want to just stay in there like Facebook? Like you're just gonna stay there for an entire year and just keep going? What the fuck? There's nothing fun anything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, in our end, we deal with the actual people who come from Chan from different boards. Like, we had this guy named Athelia. He's a new friend. He came out of fucking nowhere, but the guy knows post-processing and all kinds of weird shit that
He's
you
from
wouldn't
T.
normally...
I
Yeah,
remember-
exactly. He just came out of fucking nowhere, and he was already starting to make like cubes that had rendered objects inside of them out of fucking nowhere. So it's like we deal with weird people like that drifting in, but they do drift in slowly. So there's a constant source like that. But when it comes to your guys' group, you can totally just hang out in public worlds and say hi to people and see how they enjoy the atmosphere that you guys produce.
Oh, so has a
Hello.
Hey.
But yeah, that's pretty much like explanatory. I can understand this pros and cons really, to be honest. But like, anyways, I want to know more of the other guys what they think. Jackson, you're up. You got any ideas, any thoughts about this?
Yeah, you guys kind of went over what I was thinking. So, I was basically thinking like, we need to spread awareness of what we do, who we are. We need to go to more, like, public worlds and make ourselves known. And we need more, like, new people to come in and revitalize our group. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say on this matter.
Yeah, I know people that still think Solid Legion is dead.
Oh,
I'm like,
definitely.
yikes.
So what are the points covered so far?
We're right now just trying to explain, see what people got the ideas, the thoughts. Like, there's way of recruiting. That could be one way. This and that. Pros and cons. Remember, that could be taken. That could be not taken. But this is all idea thinking, brainstorming to work as a team. But yeah, Dale, I don't know if you're the one you were just explaining was your way of saying it, or do you have anything else you want to say? Dale?
Hmm?
It's your choice. Your call now.
Oh yeah, sorry, I was privately messaging somebody. What is the question? What's going on?
Like, explain, like, what's your thoughts on helping the Silent Legion to get back on its feet, to where it once was as one of the greatest, one of the funniest, and entertaining kind of type of groups that explore
Well, you could
adventures.
bring back people that created a lot of shit and go about education. Because education seems to work very well. It's hard and it's annoying sitting down and going, all right, so you want to know more about Blender and you want to know more about how to work with Unity. And you actually have to sit down and teach people how to do shit. But then you'd be surprised, once you teach them the foreground, they start branching off and doing their own thing. They're like, oh, hey, I like this thing in Unity. I'm going to go and take it and do my own thing with it. So the more that you teach people, they'll eventually reach the point where they're teaching other people as well. You just need to build up more people that know what they're doing.
Pretty much guys that help guide the others, you know, like...
Yeah,
in a way,
because where
sounds
I'm
like
from,
leading
of course,
troopers.
there's people who are skilled enough that if somebody asks a single question, they get like 50 people springing up going like, oh, hey, I know how to do that.
But yeah, actually, that is a really good idea, because I know there's people out there that really wants to create models and such, but they have no idea. So that's actually a good thing. We could probably have people that are willing to help guide others and doing the first process and let them, like you said, branch out and adventure and find new things to create out of it. Could be funny or hilarious, cool looking, or etc. Maybe it's Kite fucking loud blaring music with shooting guns that covers the entire world in white.
Yeah.
Just
No, that's
like,
beautiful
Oh, God.
stuff. It's taking that creative process and making it so people can do it themselves. And getting that down is really fucking hard. Because people don't like to ask for help. Like, that's a common trait with a lot of people. Like, I've only been able to teach a couple of people a few skills, and then I talk to them like a month or two later after not knowing what they were doing in Blender or Unity, and they've just completely branched off in their own direction. I have no idea what they're fucking doing anymore. So it's...
yeah.
So if you were to take that process of teaching people and accelerate it by just going, oh, hey, let's organize like a weekly teaching session or something. Like even the presentation room would be nice.
Mhm.
Just showing people how to do stuff in like desktop mode or something.
Oh yeah. That I can understand what you're trying to say, because like I know this is probably gonna sound cringy, but the reason now I finally come back is because I finally learned on like the leaderships, what is needed to become leader, how to do it, the steps by steps, guiding others and teaching others really. And it's gonna be cringy, but I come out of a Gary's Mod series roleplay, so I spent a long while, but it got me pretty good on the ideas of, you know, leading and teaching others on how to take that role as well. Showing
Yeah.
them how to do it, but they have to do it themselves. They need to step
Mhm.
forward first, because if they don't, they're not going to do anything else. So you got to make sure they are doing it and trying to improve themselves. They can't just go off by someone else, because if that's so, that's just
Yeah.
harming them.
No, you give them the foreground. It's as
Yeah,
simple
yeah.
as that. Like human
Good information.
intelligence, it takes stuff and goes, how can I do something of my own with it? Like people want to be unique. So you give them just the basics and teach them what to do, and then eventually they'll discover something they like and start rolling with it. And then even then it's something that can be applied. Like, of course you guys had like Bubble Top, for example. That little meme. Yeah, that little meme spread all over the place, and it was just an animation that was imported by somebody who knew how to import animations. It became a group thing that people enjoyed. And, like, I don't mean to bring this up as an example, but, like, IWA, or not IWA, wow.
One of those
LAS,
groups.
Autistic, or Autismo Gang, there we go. Those guys, they share a shitload of prefabs. But that seems to be what they enjoy. They like sharing their own dances. They like sharing their own content. So I guess you could also try to spring up your own new content. Because of course, you know, everybody knows where Bubble Top came from. And they know where this and that came from. But if you guys could rejuvenate that and get stuff that people are like, oh, hey, where did that come from? And it's like, oh yeah, Solid Legion. Oh, I thought that was dead. No, it's not.
You thought wrong.
Thought wrong, motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah, I can understand what you're trying to say. Like, when I was in the game of role-playing this and that, as a higher ranking, I had to teach others on if they want to become NCOs, on how to do it. I give them the basics, but I also tell them this important stuff is that, like, you don't have to follow someone to gain that kind of respect or that type of intellectual kind of area. You are the one that has to do it yourself and give others the ideas that you are what you see as a leader. And that's how you're trying to say. It's just give them the basics and just let them branch off into God knows where. Just show them the pathway and voila, they're making their own and carving their own path.
Is somebody playing MGS1?
Oof.
What?
But anyways, continuing on. That's a really great explanation from you, Dale. That's really honorable. That's really awesome, dude. Yeah, that's also a good idea, Blade Wild. That's how it all started, really. Just seeing them being the same model, but just like messing around saying this stupid shit, but it makes no sense, but it's laughable at. That's something good. That's how it all started out, really. I still remember in Sword Art Online, the fucking Matt Mastics made, and I met Mark from there. Boom, 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 all this shit happened. Next thing you know, you hear this cockroach giving out like some gay porno music. all I hear was like, oh, like what the fuck. But yeah, the thing I'm gonna say is like what actually brought the Solid Legion down was like Modex was pretty much the one to always follow this and that, you know, because he comes out of the weird shit that I don't know where he pull out of his ass, but the funny shit that comes out of nowhere, but it's still enjoyable. Yeah, I think the only reason was because I think Modex went too far, like with the C4 idea, because he was nuts over that C4 shit, and
C4
having
had Laser Eye, he then got into more really client-based attack.
Yeah, modified clients themselves seem to be the problem. Like, the way I see it, like, there's a multitude of reasons why things happen the way they did with Solid Legion, but Modex specifically, becoming somebody a lot of people reviewed or renowned as the leader, or, you know, self-proclaimed, or whatever the heck you want to call it.
What's the word?
When-
Vindictive? Basically.
Yeah, when he decided to do the things that he did.
If he could. And there was
Oh yeah, no, he needs to learn to drop
it
stuff,
got kinda
but
scary. Like I even had him try to join all my friend instances when he had a misunderstanding with me, and I know like we're talking.
Yeah.
Basically, that's the whole idea of okay, if we have members that are using that client and harassing others, we don't want them to do that, and we probably should push them out.
Oh, definitely. Like, yeah, that is kind of pretty much true, because I think Modex went too greedy of finding these new things that he could adventure in, but it's a place where the game does not love. and does not allow whatsoever and goes against the protocols of this and that.
Okay,
but
I think you're venturing too far with that. Like, in my own circle, there's people who are evaders, and there's people who do dumb shit, and it's not devolved, like, again, because I see where you're saying with this, but in my own circle, the whole, oh, if we delve too far into this and that, things could go downhill, but there's enough positive influences in people who don't want shit to go downhill that
was
constantly held
Solid
itself
Legion
back.
Didn't really have anybody to say, okay, guys, we got to stop. The group
Exactly. There just wasn't enough of that. So it's not entirely about, yeah, it's not entirely about touching the taboo. Because again, you know, we have an asshole
everyone
like
wanted to
Dot.
become bystanders, really.
Like, and I know you guys kicked Dot out of here, and that makes fucking sense. Because, you know, he's him. And he's one of those guys who does whatever the fuck he wants. But of course, our entire MO has been, we're a group that's loosely organized. We're not responsible for any individual's actions. He's him. He's the one being the dumbass. So that's been our alibi in that stance. But when you do have an organized group, when you have Modix go into modified clients, that is bad.
This was a small group. Well, it was big. It was small. The core of the group was small. The group that had like a hierarchy. Okay, someone could say counter, actual honest to decent argument, and get someone to act rational, didn't really exist at all here. We didn't have that.
No, and I noticed that over the months. When I was talking to Modix about some of the stuff he was doing directly, I would tell him, like, hey, you're wrong. Stop doing what you're doing. And he would give me a wall of, like, no. I'm like, no, you need to accept a no or another opposing opinion when it's necessary.
He doesn't want someone else to pull over him or yank him down. That's his idea.
It's really hard to keep a balance in a place like this. And there just wasn't enough balance.
Everybody like basically like that, VRG would just fall apart. And if Aeon 27 became like that, VRG would fall apart.
Oh yeah, and you know I would fucking tear them down if I had to.
VRG would fall apart. If Euro became like that, Euro would just get shit posted over and over until he stopped.
Nah. No, but the whole reason that that's worked is because there was established balance. People like me say shit that other people are afraid to say, and that allows the balance of, oh, okay, let's have transparency. Like, of course, this is delving into a lot of different things that don't make a lot of sense, but transparency in our group is, of course, the audit logs are visible to everybody, and the logs themselves are visible through a bot. So any action taken is visible to everyone, so whomever is in power is always constantly kept in check. They have to know that their actions are going to be visible by everybody. They can't do any underhanded techniques or boot people without reason. It actually has to be a well thought out group decision.
I think a bot is not hiding people post and delete personal information. But no comment regarding this Discord for that bot.
Yeah, it doesn't. That discussion doesn't really apply much here outside of the check and balance does establish or does translate here, where if you do have somebody like Modix who starts taking up the reins and getting people to listen to them, that person needs to be responsible for their actions. They need to be somebody who can check themselves, because as unreasonable as Kern or Anon have been, I have been able to talk to both of them and tell them, you're fucking wrong, you need to rethink what you're doing. And they listen.
Yeah, they have to be responsible of what they're doing, and they gotta be careful, because if they just fucking AWOL it, then
yeah, if they're out of
go down
control,
wrong.
there is no way that that's going to work. It is doomed from the start.
Yeah. That's why I stepped out during the time where Modix started to get a little too crazy with the whole this and that.
Oh, like, that's the funniest thing is, the entire time some of this stuff was happening, I kept talking to more Solid Legion members, and I kept dealing with, oh, I left because Modix was out of control. And I'm like, you guys do realize you outnumber this situation like 50 to 1.
He had,
Yeah, but I mean,
there was a
I had
poll
RL
because-
things and shit, and yeah,
No, I know what you're talking about. I'm
always
just
comes-
saying it's
it always
group
comes back to the
psychology.
Discord. It always comes back to the Discord, the files, and the content. It always came back to the Discord. And Modix had complete power here.
Mm.
And we had potential ones to stop him that bailed out early, like Captain, as he admitted.
Yep.
He should not have passed his power over any of his regrets he always expressed about that. I think you were there on talk.
Well, the way I see it, like as much as you want to delve on the past and go, oh, there's mistakes made, I think that you can stop dwelling. Because what happened happened. Modix was
It's
given too much
basically
power
the,
and he wasn't responsible enough with it.
how
That
it
is
never
all that needs to
happened
be said
again.
there.
And right
past, make it better for the future, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, if you're fucking, you build up a board that made a tower and it all crumbled down. Now you know what the fuck's wrong with it. Rebuild it again and it should be
You know
stronger.
how to build it without making that mistake.
Yeah.
Exactly. If you put a faulty part on the foundation and then the entire thing falls down, make sure your foundation is built correctly.
Double check every fucking
Yes.
thing then.
and that foundation still needs a bit of work, but yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry,
Even then,
we're all-
it's
we're all gonna
like
slowly
just
raise up.
like in a couple of other circles I've seen, it seems like the general atmosphere here is people just want to have the fun again. They don't want to deal with the bullshit they dealt with. They just want to get back to what they enjoyed.
I just want to keep it into VR chat itself, even. Like, we could post, like, the fun we had outside in these social communities. Like, since now we have, what, 3 Discords plus?
Well, you talking about the Marauders Brigade?
Marauders, the other...
Well, that's
South
going to be taken
Legion,
down. That was just like a social to keep everyone just intact.
And
for
there
a while.
was even more created, the hidey hole in, I don't even know which ones.
Yeah, splintering stuff always happens.
And even then, if we regroup, this place needs to be reorganized. I'm really not into having a bunch of billions of randoms in here unless they contribute to VR chat itself and not become friends with everybody.
Ooh. That's also something that Shelfin was actually thinking, making tiers. So like you see there's the snakes and then naked snakes. Each tier will allow them to have them somewhat of like
Yeah, it's
a
already
better
like
role
that.
of others that will
Snakes
show
is-
like their...
Yeah, that's always dangerous territory to touch, though. If
Mm.
you don't have people who are
In a way,
100% on top of making sure
But there's...
it's not a caste system, you can deal with issues.
Oh, there's a cat system here, trust me.
Exactly.
Role setup, some things be reorganized. If we're actually more serious about having fun in this game, that means pushing and cleaning up this place. I have to talk with Kite. When we were rebuilding when Kite got ownership, we're redoing all the roles clear, making sure what channels can and cannot.
No, definitely. We're gonna fucking rebuild what we lost, and we're gonna make sure everything is reset and changed. We want to rebuild it so it can be reinforced even better.
My
Respect our
actual-
Sorry, I'm just laughing because this is... We're gonna rebuild Mother Base and we're gonna make it better.
No, guys.
Metal Gear!
In terms
We're
of my
gonna take back our
position
land.
here, I always talk through Kite on this stuff. Since I co-op with... Since he's not here, I can't really say much.
I can't even tell he was in here. It looked like he was in here, but I can't
He
even tell.
can't. He's on. He only has a phone and what.
Oof.
You would have known he was here. It'd be super act.
Yeah.
And it's almost a chance that I kind of remember this was happening because I just finished waking up, munching on something.
Voice text for me.
Oh god.
Pretty epic.
But yeah,
What the fuck?
Snake is like intro. Someone somewhere should be promoting snakes into naked snakes as they participate in groups. And then you get the super secret ultra like everybody knows you really well.
Hmm. Yeah, I understand what you're trying to say. Like, give it more like an active like thing to where like you see people actually rising up or falling down. Just change it around. Is that what you're trying to say?
It's just we don't really have people that are active here to watch. Okay, this user can be put from snakes to naked snakes. No one wants to do it. So it's really just if we see each other in game, then.
Yeah, no, I think what you were proposing earlier is a good idea. Nuke the system and rebuild it.
That's happened
Because
so
if
many
there's
times.
just not enough, I know, I've heard of the how many times I've heard, alright, we purged the
This
server, I'm
is
like,
the
again?
fourth time. And
I know.
we had very few invites. It's really just real friend of friend being put in recently. Everything's more.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, the way it seems like you want to do things is let's make it so there's content creators and then there's people who are trying to learn and pick up roles and understand what's going on in a group like this. So right now you just don't have enough people who are doing that. So you either need to keep the system and then add a new tier specifically for people who are actively doing stuff, and then people who are on standby that can do stuff but haven't done in a while, where they're just hanging out.
That's gotta be like 100-member sort. 200-member sort even.
Yeah, it's gonna definitely take time, but with this, we have a lot of ideas to plan and change. This is something we shouldn't rush. This is something we should always look over, recheck, and then redo it, in case.
Yeah, make sure you remember to have fun though. I know that's a silly thing to say out of the blue, but sometimes you can end up making the mistake of entering council mode where, oh, we're going to sit down for 2 weeks planning out a decision that we could make in 2 days because we want to double check our information. And
Oh yeah, like Kite already saw that. We already did like a fucking sans raid, because like you have you ever seen a fucking sans raid before?
Sans Undertale.
Yeah. Wow, and then Kite comes in with a freaking giant Saw Legion badge with a theme song going off, and it's just on fire. Like, you're burning, what the fuck you doing, man? Anyways, Major, good to see you, bud.
Good to see you.
Anyways, Major, so what's your thoughts about what could help improve the Saw Legion, you know?
What could help? I mean, I joined in late. Like, I always wanted to join it, but I just joined in late. I just asked Kite for if I could join it. He said, yeah, sure. I don't know. It seems like from the videos I've seen what Solid Legion did just do more of that. Just do more fun raids as, like, Solid Snake.
Just pretty much fuck
yeah.
around and just don't care. Just
And really, yeah, don't
want to do it.
don't give a fuck about what people say. I mean, I know people have the whole fucking safety shit on, but the people that don't have that shit on, they get to see some funny shit.
That is the true point. You just gotta watch out for those that, like, if you take all of them out but you keep the mesh, like the avatar looks, you just gotta watch out for those that fucking like create their meshes into like a shit ton.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I got crashed by some fucking alien dude with sparkles on it all around him. I couldn't even look at his fucking toe. Everywhere I look, it's just laggy as hell. And then I just crashed. But yeah, that's also one good thing. Do what we do, but we gotta improve. We gotta make things rolling up, you know, get that wheel moving.
Yeah, because there's all like old videos of like Solid Legion and everything. I was like, dude, this is some funny shit, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And I joined in late, so I'm like, fuck.
But this time we're gonna make sure we can bring it. Get that good shit back.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Nah.
Yeah.
I forgot the dregs, it's still here.
Because you're just so stealthy.
Alright, so is this meeting over, or...
I mean, this is pretty much just to gather up those that can be able to join and be able to talk what they want to say, this and that, really. I'm willing to work this out. I'm willing to put my time in this, like, I'll fucking do it for the boys, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much the idea is we gotta get the idea of, like, it's for a recruiting area. We don't want to go out there and tell them, oh, join us. We want them to see us and they are willing to just join us because they thought that that would be actually more fun than what the fuck they're doing. Well, again, that's one idea, but what our main goal is to show the what I wanted to do is just have fun, fuck around in the public worlds, because where else are you gonna find it? You can't go to a private world; it's blocked.
And we
And
get
mostly
crashed.
everyone at a private world is just asshole streamers, wannabe, just pretty much just dicks. There's certain type of people that are dicks, but people in
Yeah.
public, they're just having fun. They're trying to look for fun. We can be able to help them and just show them and guide them and be like, yo, we're looking forward to have fun. You wanna come join us? Fucking maybe even create it? Hell yeah.
On that, I guess on that point of going to randoms when we're raiding, is our behavior and words and how we have to be polite as we have fun. Like if we start like harassing, we're absolutely gotta get whacked by something.
Oh yeah, that's understandable. I mean, it was kind of really shitty at the time where it was like, during the beginning of the Solid Legion. I get banned for the stupidest thing from VR Pro by saying you're gay, and I got banned for a week.
Yeah.
And then the second week, I got banned for 2 weeks for just saying, like, use the candle as a dick.
Banned for saying gay.
Nowadays, the mods don't even care about what people say, because so many people is in the game saying shit like that, and they just can't really...
I always found it's just dice roll. Odds decrease, still dice roll. And
Yeah.
mean it to lose your account for a week.
Yeah, I can understand that. They just couldn't understand what the fuck's going on because they've never seen the weirdest shit ever happen before. And that's the great thing, is just seeing the reaction. Is just, it makes it even more willing to just do shit like that, you know? They like encourage you, to motivate you. Just like, what the fuck? What is this? There's like so many punches. What the fuck? You know? Like, I don't know. Yeah, so you were right there with the Sands raid, weren't you?
I was there.
Yeah, remember we went to that open mic world? Everyone was just like, what the hell's going on? And they were paying attention, just seeing what the hell we're doing. That's something that
I
are,
see
like,
that
interested in
happening
showing.
over-
Yeah. Vector's fucking Sans mod. Oh my god, the school trooper. But stuff like that gives the public world and like an idea of seeing, like, there's people out there that's willing to give more fun and like help, maybe even public events, just like to fuck around. Like, I'll say this, I know there's, I don't know if people will agree or disagree, it doesn't matter. The Knuckle memes, when it first started booming, it was hilarious, it was funny, but it went too long.
Yeah.
It throughout there's duration, it's so much that it's just really annoying. That's something we also got to focus. It's like, we can't keep doing the same stuff. Like Snake, that's everything. But we gotta change the ideas of what we do as snakes.
I see.
It tends to be,
That's the idea of making the event for
Emerging.
monthly, of creating this and that.
I agree.
Find the meme.
What we find
Grow
out
on it.
when-
Don't just do the same old one.
Indeed, you gotta always look for something new, fresh, a start.
Like sometimes I'll go with friends who'll browse avatar worlds, and then we find this one avatar that's just hilarious. It means something, and then we'll pick it, and then we'll go to the next avatar world of public and walk around.
Mm-hmm. Like that's really how that really goes. Like, like how the first race started to go out. I see Modix with the snake model. I was like, oh, you know what? Let me do something. I go to the dungeon world. I get the snake model, and me and Modix are just going around. Next thing you know, it started from 3, then to 5, then to 10, 20, and then shit just went so weird. It just still worked out. But then we started to continue on looking for new models to just mess around and find something that could be funny to, like, put into it, and then make it hilarious. A new fresh start, a new funny moment kind of shit, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Although, there's been the cases where, well, it feels like you're safer if you use a public avatar when mods start searching through crashers and whatnot.
Oh yeah, so they don't just whack individuals because they did it. It's like, oh, it was a public model.
Yeah, they always search for that. So I was always in the, okay, use a public avatar in a public world. It's a safe one, and if anything goes bad in dice rolls, it won't be us.
Yeah, that's understandable. And we also, I guess in a way of saying that will be even more greater is like as of now, mostly we have like private worlds that has our avatars like the slap snakes, all those other stuff, the mastic snake. Those are all in private world.
Yeah.
We can set that for our stuff, but we also want to have something that we all can like share together. Like if we create a model, like this is the best, this is the funniest, we'll put that as a public world, put it for everyone to use, and just mess around with it. Throughout time, it's gonna get boring, but we can always make new
for
models.
touching a private,
I agree.
public set avatar, because it was really inappropriate, just for touching it.
What?
Like the, when someone made a VR pill model with his head on it, a bunch of users touched that in a private world, and they all got banned.
I don't know why.
It was a bad time.
I don't know. VR Bill got his balls stuck in something, but I don't know. Who cares?
He's different now, but apparently the dev team got really pissy about it. And it just showed me a private avatar, if it's unwanted, can give a whole group.
Yeah. So we gotta also look through that carefully. So if we make our models this or that, I don't know, creativity, someone thought of this cool thing and wants to give it to everyone, we gotta have our own like public world that, like as an activity, our own little ways of giving to people, the other people, and to entrust to show that we're not doing any weird shit. And if you want to know, the public avatars are right there. Check it yourself. If there's any problems with it, then yeah. If there's none, we're good to go. Let's do it.
And as long as it's not like hidden or whatnot, because if it's like fresh new public world and actually has a problem with it, we're on the losing side. If it's been established for weeks, it's a safe model. Liability is on the mods not looking at it. We can start arguing about that. Of course, mods don't even look at public avatars until someone complains about them.
Yeah, but
The lazy search and scan for which one has a crasher was always first and foremost if it was public.
But like, that's the thing. Like, if there's shit going on, this and that, we have to straight up get up from our asses and try refixing this. We don't want to have a bad name, no more.
Yeah.
We
You
want to
don't
be able
wanna
to get
repeat
things
the
free
mistakes of the past. Yeah, and I can't
That's
stress
right
enough.
there.
You want to avoid dealing with a group or like IWA or some of those other ones identifying this as we can RP go to war with them. Like, try to
I'm hearing
explain
that.
you guys are just here for fun, and of
No,
course
no.
raids will
Just
happen.
The military RP groups go at war.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
They, holy shit.
Gang
wars.
That actually remind me of the this one person, me, Cap, Red Spice. We saw this one dude trying to roleplay with us, saying like, "Hey, you got any cocaine?" We were just like looking at him like, "Hey, you got some cocaine? Go, you got cocaine?" And then you know what's funny? He just starts to give up and like, you know what? Fuck this group. So we're like, "Oh hell no, he didn't just say that." So we just start chasing him. Just, "Hey, we gonna get you. You ain't gonna sell us that coke. You dead, bitch." Pretty much just how like Kite is explaining it. Just like, no, we're not here for roleplay. We're here to fuck around. And this is how we're gonna fuck around, just chasing you, screaming shit random. Shit, nigga, I was here to get my coke, but now you gonna get me, bitch! Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Right off the bat, that's how you go.
Whoops.
Whoops.
Whoops. Eh.
Ooh, there it is.
But yeah, like, if someone wants to, like, roleplay, just, like, let it just go out. If you want to roleplay, that's up to you, I don't care. But in reality, most people don't really like roleplay because it's kind of cringy sometimes.
Well, I mean, that's exactly what I was saying, is there are a lot of groups out there, and they might want to identify yours as let's fuck with them. So just try to avoid smacking other groups like that.
Yeah, we're some
Just
kind
pretty much ignore them and, like, be a little generous. Just don't actually interact with them like, "Oh yeah, let's roleplay, yeah? You stick your sword in me, I stick mine in you."
Just be a group of friends hanging around.
I stick my sword in you.
Wait, what the hell happened to Modix's Discord account?
I don't know. I'm kind
Apparently
of
someone
curious.
said that the Discord banned it, apparently. So
How?
I don't know how the fuck he
It was
did it,
here
but
in the general a few days ago. Someone mentioned it.
I don't know. Whatever the fuck he did, that's his that's it to him. I don't know. His motto is, no one can ban me, only I can ban myself, really.
Spooky King said the funniest thing about Monarchs. Actually, he was like, he's like Spooky King said this. He's like Bill Clinton. He's like, I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Yes, you did, dude.
You stick your dick in her, you stupid. But anyways, so pretty much how this is gonna revolve is just we got some ideas. I'm gonna do another meeting for Sundays for those that couldn't meet this one, so other people can be able to join and be able to tell what they want, this and that.
Mhm.
So yeah.